You're listening to the GeekCast Radio Network of podcasts.
Cliff Jumper, commence countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The Transformers, more than meets the eye. The Transformers, more than meets the eye.
Yeah, you know you're in trouble.
You still having voice problems?
Just playing it off. B, I want to talk to you about the college thing, okay?
I'm so excited!
Hey, I'm not taking you with me.
I'm gonna wait outside, okay?
I meant to tell you about this earlier, it's just that, you know, here's the thing. Freshmen aren't allowed to have cars. I know, and if it was up to me, I'd take you with me, but it's not, B. Look, you're an Autobot. You shouldn't be living in my dad's garage. I mean, you're suffocating in here. You deserve better than this. This is hard enough, man. Don't make it harder. Can you just look at me, please? Come on, big guy. Look, the Guardian thing is done, okay? You did your job. Look, I'm safe now. You need to go be with Optimus Prime and the others. I just want to be normal, B. That's why I'm going to college. And I can't do that with you. It's not the last time I'm gonna see you, you know, B? Come on, don't do that. B, you're killing me, B. But you'll always be my first car. Love you, B.
Hello and welcome to the 33rd episode of ToyCast, sponsored by BigBadToyStore.com, where you can find, you can save up to 20 to 90% on over 1,000 items. I am your host, TF2 and Mike, and joining me in this new year is Brian Kilby. Hello.
Hey Mike, how's it going?
It's going. How are you?
Cold.
I know the feeling. Oh boy, it's like it just came up and snuck up on us. It's got to be that global warming.
Yeah, I'm skeptical of everything, but I've made the joke that, haha, global warming, but I mean, like I said, I'm skeptical of everything, but I don't know enough about environmental science to make a, determination one way or the other, whether or not global warming is bunk or not. So.
Or it could be global freezing.
Yeah, who knows? We're coming out of an ice age, so.
Yes. 2009 is gone, 2010 is here. New year, new stuff. We've got tons of stuff over here at GeekCast Radio. We will have 4 main shows running. 2 are going to be running weekly, and then the other 2 are going to be running the opposite weeks of each other. We've got ToonCast and Movie Week in Review, and then we've got the Beast Unleashed podcast and the Secret Origins podcast, which that is a Justice League review show. On top of everything else that we do.
Yeah, I know the feeling. We remain busy. We're adding a third regular podcast. I don't even know the name of it right now, but it's a Power Rangers / Sentai podcast. It's going to be headed up by XV of RFC.
Oh, cool. Didn't you guys just destroy T-Formers podcast?
We didn't destroy T-Formers podcast. T-Formers podcast is Anthony / Ironhide 1975. Is too busy these days. I understand that. I've done the corporate thing too, but he doesn't have time to juggle, the work-life balance. So he's ending the Tformers.com podcast, and Radio Free Cybertron is taking over as the official podcast of Tformers.com.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I was listening to your all's last episode of the decade and talking about Bludgeon for all that I've heard about this toy. You guys sure complained about it a lot.
No toy is perfect.
Well, true.
In fact, I can't think of a toy that I love that I don't have some fundamental complaints about.
I can think of one that I love that I have no complaints about whatsoever.
Which one?
Mighty Mug Shockwave.
Yeah, I mean, that may be the one exception, I do have to admit.
But that's just me. I'm going to be doing something a little different this time around in ToyCast. We're each going to be talking about 2 toys. This will not be a normal thing here on ToyCast, but I have been trying to get rid of these damn Transformers movie Mighty Mugs and just couldn't do it. Nobody would buy them. Nobody would trade me anything for them, so I said, screw it. I opened them, and they're probably going to end up on the back of the shelf somewhere, hidden, and yeah. So I guess I will let you go first. What are you going to talk about for your... We'll just alternate. What are you going to talk about for your first one?
I'm going to go with the obvious one first. I'll talk about Revenge of the Fallen Bludgeon.
Okay.
He's awesome. I love him. He's a great toy. Like I said, there's no toy that I really love that I don't have some complaints with. The tank mode is kind of limited. It looks small in the packaging. It looks like a deluxe toy. But the transformation is fairly complex. It's complex enough to where it's fun, but it's not so complex that it's aggravating, like, alternators, Binal Tech, whatever. But the robot mode, once you actually transform it, it's very intricate. It harkens back to the G1 toy. It's faithful in the sense that it recreates Bludgeon, but it is so far superior to the original toy. There are mechanical gimmicks galore. There are places to stow his swords, and I said swords plural. There are 2. He has the working I don't even remember the name of the technology, but where you can see the inner workings of the toy. He's just a frickin' darn awesome toy. I love it a lot. He's kind of flat, though. A little two-dimensional.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
I just, I've heard people talking about him, and of course, as everybody knows from listening to this show, I am not a movie fan.
Oh, me neither. I hate the movie. With a passion.
Well, I like the movie, I don't like the toys.
No, I hate the movie and like the toys, so it's backwards.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, the movie just kind of sucks. But the toys, if the toys aren't designed based on movie character designs, they're okay. But I think we said before that the movie designs don't really carry over well to toys. Or actually, no, they don't. They especially don't carry over well to comics. But they don't carry over as well to toys as they are on the screen. But Bludgeon, we don't really have to worry about him being a movie design. So the toy is very much, I would say it's closer to being a Cybertron-style toy, except much more intricate than the average toy, than like a movie design. I mean, it's truly exceptional. It's a great piece of work.
So you're saying that we could possibly end up getting a BotCon version of this?
It was more likely that we would have gotten a BotCon version of another toy, which was renamed Bludgeon. But it's entirely possible that the guys at FunPub could come up with a way to reuse the mold, probably remold the head. But, anything's possible these days.
Do you have any predictions for 2010 for Transformers?
Power core combiners. That's going to be the big thing this year. No clue when they'll be out. Probably summer, fall, but I'm stoked. It's going to be awesome.
Now, is that the new official next toy line outside of the movie line?
Nothing has been confirmed openly, but from how do I say this? From rumblings from sources within Hasbro that I may or may not know, that's going to be it.
Well, I'm just waiting for that cartoon.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because if the cartoon is anything like the War for Cybertron game designs, holy crap.
I doubt it will be. War for Cybertron is going to be something separate. It's sort of like, for example, the War Within comic was something separate from the other universes. So I don't really anticipate War from Cybertron. In fact, I think it's been explicitly said that War for Cybertron is apart from the toy line and the cartoon.
Well, it would be nice if that design aesthetic, though, because I really like the design aesthetic of that game. It looks cool.
It's okay. It's kind of like a cross between Armada and War Within.
See, I've never seen any of the War Within stuff. I've seen bits and pieces of Armada, and I don't know, maybe it's just the G1 fan in me. I see more G1 stuff in that game than I do from what I've seen. I mean, just that little teaser that they posted up.
Well, like with Starscream kind of looks like the Armada Starscream, and the Armada Starscream it harkens back, is an homage to the G1 Starscream. I mean, basically every version of Starscream since, oh goodness, I guess Armada is in some way or form, sort of like representative of the original Starscream character design, whatever.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you really can't do too much with a Starscream mold without making him a jet. I mean, I think the biggest departure they made for Starscream was when they put his spark in Waspinator and Beast Wars.
that was awesome.
No, I'm not saying it wasn't. I'm just saying that, you wouldn't expect, you would expect him to go into, say, like Pterosaur or somebody that Waspinator flew, sorry. But I mean, somebody that would resemble him more, because, watching Beast Wars, since I'm doing that other podcast coming up here, before I remembered that Starscream was in that show, I thought Pterosaur was the G1 homage to Starscream, because the guy who does the voice sounds a lot like the Starscream character that Lotta did. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, there's some. I mean, obviously, Optimus Primal is the homage to Optimus Prime, but I mean, beyond that, I mean, it's whatever you want to say. Megatron is kind of, sort of, an homage beyond the name to the original design, but I mean, other than that, it's all up in the air and it's all conjecture. I mean, if you want to see a Pterosaur, Starscream and Pterosaur, that's just as valid as me seeing, Bumblebee and Cheetor. So.
Really? Bumblebee and Cheetor?
Well, I mean, they're the same color. They're the kid characters. So, I mean, it's an archetype. It's not necessarily, a strict, hey, this guy is supposed to be our version of Bumblebee. I mean, they're all archetypes, one way or the other.
Right, and I don't disagree with that, but I always thought of Cheetor more of a Capart 2 Hot Rod / Rodimus because of all the character growth. Because if you look at Cheetor in the beginning of Beast Wars, he's almost just like Hot Rod in the movie. And you look at him at the end of Beast Machines, and he's pretty much a more competent Rodimus, if you would think about it.
Sure, and it's fluid. I mean, the characters change. I mean, it's Beast Wars is not a code for, G1, so it's not like they have to walk through the motions of recreating G1. In the beginning, he could be sort of a backhanded, homage of Bumblebee, and by the end he could be Rodimus. I mean,
That's true. I can agree with that. So, back to Bludgeon, would you recommend that everyone pick him up?
Oh God, yes. He's at Walmart. He's currently $21.53 with North Carolina sales tax. Buy 2 of them. Keep one mint in box. Give one to a kid. I mean, he's a great toy. I mean, like I said, there's some problems. XV reviewed the toy, and he said that if you didn't follow the strict transformation by the directions, that his transformation was a little cumbersome. Luckily, I mean, I didn't use the instructions, but luckily the way I transformed him basically paralleled the way the instructions called, so I really didn't have a problem with that. But he's just an excellent toy overall. I mean, there's a little bit of kibble, like on the hips, but beyond that, man, he's great.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's just me and the whole no to movie toys thing, but and I think the only exception that I've made to that rule is Ravage, is the Revenge of the Fallen Ravage. But I don't know. So I guess my first pick will be actually I'll get the ugly one out of the way first. Transformers Mighty Mugs movie Bumblebee. What can you say about this thing that hasn't already been said? He's black, yellow, and silver mainly. He does have a little bit of white. He basically looks like somebody tie-dyed him, I think. Like, literally, somebody took black and yellow paint, put it in diluted water, and threw this toy into it. He just... I don't know. You know that old adage, don't step in yellow or brown snow. But one thing, I don't know, are you that big into Mighty Mugs, or are you not a fan?
I love Shockwave from afar, but I've actually yet to buy one.
Well, I made a comment on one of the other episodes of ToyCast, and I'm not really sure. Movie Bumblebee has the same design aesthetic as G1 Jazz, where the doors are on the back of it. And it's almost like Starscream's wings.
Yeah.
Starscream Mighty Mug that has the detachable wings. Now, the TF Wiki said on the Jazz one that the doors were detachable. Well, no, they're not. It doesn't look like they are on Jazz, and it doesn't look like they are on Bumblebee. They could be, but to me, it looks like they're molded right on there. It doesn't look like they can detach at all. I mean, it doesn't really bother me either way, but, you know. I don't know, I just, again, going with the whole me hate movie toys thing, he's okay. He's not the best thing in the world. He's certainly not the best version of Bumblebee ever. I don't know. He really can't, because the whole point of the movie, the whole point of the Mighty Mugs is they're supposed to pull off the homage look and the cute look, and the G1 Bumblebee, which is not actually out here on my desk, it's in the other room, but
he is cute.
He has that like cute little smart face with these giant, blue eyes and stuff, but in this one it tried to do the same thing, but I mean, he's got like a speaker box for a mouth. How the fuck can you make that cute? I mean, it's like, welcome to Burger King, may I take your order? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's not something I would ever recommend to anybody. But, if you're... And again, I've said on this show plenty of times before, I think that the Mighty Mugs are for collectors. They are for people who do display only, and they are for homages. That's just the way I think. And I understand that they were trying to capitalize on Revenge of the Fallen's, popularity and success, especially the financial success, in doing this, but I think they wasted 2 molds. I seriously do. I was looking up all of the Mighty Mugs, like from Star Wars to Marvel to Indiana Jones to G.I. Joe and to Transformers earlier today. And apparently, according to Wiki, well, not the TF Wiki, but the Wikipedia.org, there is yet another wave of Transformers ones coming out. It listed TBD, Ironhide, and Prowl. Now, whether these happen or not, I don't know. I would hope that they would. I mean, I would think that there are plenty of Transformers characters that they could make into Mighty Mugs.
Tons.
Especially to keep the line going, keep the homages going. I would even, I've said before, I would love to see some Beast Wars Mighty Mugs, just to see what kind of design elements that they could put into that. Because if you look at, for me, Shockwave is the perfect example. Whoever thought you were going to get a corded wire from the back of the body into his hand for the gun? I mean, that's just amazing.
It's interesting that, what you just said, and I know exactly what you're saying. They have set up with this line a different set of expectations. We expect it to be, this cute, cuddly little, round thing. And the fact that they actually went to the effort to mold the cord from his back to his arm, that's great. They've completely set up our expectations to do one thing, then they surpass it. I mean, that's pretty brilliant.
And the only, I would say, outside of these two, outside of the movie mugs, only because again they're not homages. They're just making money off of the movie. I have to say, out of the original Autobots and Decepticons, the worst one for me, unfortunately, is the G1 Bumblebee. But that's only because he is like 2.5 inches shorter than everybody else.
But that is an homage. I mean, he was shorter than everyone else.
But I don't know.
You're getting less for your money.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So who are you going to be talking about next?
Music label Sound Blaster, or being a fan of the RTM1 Dub's new Soundwave.
Okay.
He is. I just recently picked this up. I've been holding off on it. I actually bought this for someone in my wedding party last year as a groomsman gift, and paid about 3 times what I paid for it this year. He is, without a doubt, the best representation of this character, Soundwave / Sound Blaster. The mold is great. The size is great. The articulation's fantastic. The fact that it's an actual kind of sort of working MP3 player is awesome. I have some problems with it, though. The plastic quality is iffy. It's not that the plastic quality is bad. The plastic quality feels more like a model kit rather than an actual toy. And that seems to extend to the other device label toys, or to the device label toys as well. I was talking the last time I was on about device label Ravage and how much I loved it. Well, that's until, his jaw became dislodged, and I snapped it in two trying to put it back in place. So, right now, as far as like the build quality goes, I've had no problems with this toy. Like I said, the mold is fantastic. It's incredibly articulated. The way they integrate the MP3 player functionality is awesome because it works. It's parallel to the way the tape player worked. The hinge door, you open that up and you put in a mini SD card, which is kind of unfortunate they went with mini SD as opposed to standard SD or micro SD, which both are used in far more applications. I actually had to buy a mini SD for this. And the problem with that is I got an SDHC mini SD card, 4 gig, and he doesn't seem to support SDHC. So I have to get a smaller card, probably in the 1 gigabyte range, to get it to work as an MP3 player. But he's the paint job is good. My only problem is that he's lacking some of the touches that the G1 toy had. But for $7, Delta Star at ReproLabels.com has a sticker kit to remedy that. So once you add those stickers, which I have yet to get, it makes him a closer representation to the original Sound Blaster / Soundwave toy.
Yeah, I saw it. I don't know. I think you posted it on Twitter. You showed a picture of him with device label Ravage.
Yeah.
After you fixed Ravage's jaw.
No, that was before. The toy was broken. I broke it yesterday.
Okay. That's kind of sad and unfortunate.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was you or somebody I follow on Twitter posted a picture of a Walmart exclusive at Toys R Us.
My friend, that was Rob Springer.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure because I saw the retweet and I wasn't sure who it was. Does that really happen?
Yeah. All sorts of crazy things happen. At the TF Wiki, there is a wiki on toy swapping, which is like a malady that's like it's a problem everywhere. People take toys, they open them, replace them with crap, and return them. I don't know how the person at the store managed to take the Fear Swoop set and trade it in at Toys R Us, but somehow it happened. I mean, crazier things have happened. I mean, I remember someone, oh goodness, I think it was Armada or something, they actually swapped it for the G1 counterpart of the toy.
Wow.
And I think that was just done to screw with somebody, but I mean, they actually took, I don't even remember the toy, but this got some coverage on Alt Toys Transformers or AllSpark or somewhere, and they opened the toy and put in the G1 namesake of the toy. That was kind of crazy. So it happens.
That's nuts. So do you recommend the music or device label toys? Anybody?
He's the only one that I have. I'm not really interested in the Optimus Prime music label toys. But if you can get him, I got him for $40 on eBay. He's worth that. He's totally worth that.
And my second pick will be the movie Optimus, and I'm sorry, he does not inspire me to give him my face. It it just doesn't inspire me to do so.
Well, he took the face. He didn't ask for it.
Oh, true. Yes, but it just doesn't. It's a good representation of the. I think it's more of a good representation of the actual leader toy than it is the actual design from the film. I'm not saying that it is not the design from the film, because it so is, but I don't know. I guess I've been watching too many Leader Class Prime reviews lately, with all the repaints and Japanese stuff and whatever else. But yeah, like all Mighty Mugs, his head turns 360, his arms turn. Neither one of these, Bumblebee or Prime, come with a weapon.
That's weird.
I don't know why. Maybe it wasn't in the budget. I'm not sure. I mean, this guy, Prime, has, he's basically silver, black, blue, red, and another shade of black, like on the wheels. I mean, there are details. They were able to get the flames on there. They were able to paint on the smokestacks the way the transformation looks on the actual Leader Class toy. Going back to Bumblebee, I do have to mention, I'm not sure, but I believe on the back of his head is it's supposed to be the battle helmet, I guess. I don't know. It kind of looks like it, but I'm not really sure. I'd have to watch the movie again. But going back to...
Who wants to watch the movie again?
Actually, I'm going to have to, because I need to get clips out of it for this. Because I'm going to put a Bumblebee clip in and an Optimus clip in at some point.
Just play some Devo, and that'll be good enough.
Yeah. How would you like to whip it? Oh, boy. I don't know. It's like I said before, these are probably going to be like I'll probably either put them inside Castle Grayskull, which is actually blasphemy, or I will just hide them somewhere on the bottom of the shelf, because I really don't like them. I really don't. But that's what happens when you buy toys in a wave set, and yeah, whatever. Because I actually got the Wave 3 like a week before it was released, so...
Oh, congratulations! That's pretty awesome in and of itself.
I mean, they were like showing up at stores, but they weren't like showing up around here. So I don't know. There was some, and I've said this before, so people would have heard this before, but there was some auction on eBay for them coming out of Taiwan or China or coming out of somewhere. I don't know. I paid for them one day, and like 4 days later, I had them. Which is actually kind of a miracle in and of itself, getting stuff from overseas.
Yeah, what's cool is being like the first person to get something. Back in the day, before the proliferation of the internet, when the internet was much smaller, I was the first to find quite a few things like Transmetal 2 Black Arachnia. And I think I was the first person in the online fandom to find Robots in Disguise toys. So it's always fun getting a scoop on that, and everyone hating you for a brief period. So.
Yeah, I wasn't the first one, unfortunately, but I was one of the first, because after I ordered them and I got the shipping notification from the seller on eBay, I said, okay, well, let's see if anybody else has got them. So I went on YouTube, and of course, a certain YouTube reviewer who gets everything first before almost everybody else, who I am not going to name or give any props to on this show. And let's just put it this way, he made me lose brain cells watching his video reviews.
If it's the guy I'm thinking of, I've never watched any of his reviews, but from what I hear, he buys stolen stuff. So, there you go.
Too. But the other thing is, he doesn't take a breath when he's advertising for Big Bad Toy Store. He tries to be John Machida, and he's not. He tries to be John Machida in the Micro Machines commercials, but he's not.
Yeah, it may not be the person I'm thinking of, but if it is, if it's not, I apologize, but, so.
Fair. Overall, if you're going for Transformers Mighty Mugs, get the first two waves, which is G1 Optimus Prime, G1 Optimus, Bumblebee, Soundwave, Megatron, and then Wave 2 is Grimlock and Starscream. Get Wave 3, but only get Jazz and Shockwave. Do not get these movie toys. These are just... Oh, crap. I just don't like them. Just don't like them whatsoever. So, yeah, do we have anything else we would like to discuss?
Other than, this looks like a great year to be, to buy Transformers toys with the return, hypothetically, of classics, and Power Core Combiners. I mean, I really don't have anything else. Yeah. I do want to plug Radio Free Cybertron at tfradio.net, though.
That's fine. That's more than fine.
Consider it plugged.
We are all about plugging stuff on this show. I mean, oh boy. Hell, all of our podcasts end up getting plugged on all of the other podcasts. So, oh man. I wish they would give news already about that cartoon, though, because I want to know more about that already. Of course, that won't happen until Hasbro/Discovery announces their finalized details or whatever.
Yeah, but things have a way of leaking, and it's even more to now than ever. So, with cell phone cameras and things like that, things have a way of showing up on the internet or 4chan or wherever.
That's true. That's very, very true. I'm actually, seeing as how I'm talking about the Mighty Mugs, I'm actually looking into getting more of them, other than the Transformers ones, because I already have them all now. But
like the Marvel Mighty Mugs.
Oh yeah, I want those. There's a listing on eBay for 30 of them, which is everything, every single wave plus the exclusives. The guy wants like $730 for them, plus $50 shipping. I averaged it like 30 figures, whether they're exclusive or not. 30 figures. If you average a Mighty Mug, say anywhere from $10 to $17, that would come out to $450 for 30 of them, not $730.
Well, he's done the job of collecting them for you. So
true.
But yeah, I think that's a ripoff. That sounds like things tend to go down in price when you collect them like that.
Oh yes. I did order the Human Torch one from Big Bad Toy Store. It's going to be coming at some point. I don't know when. Unfortunately, Big Bad Toy Store, as much as I love them and they are the sponsors of this show, they kind of let me down because pretty much all the Marvel Mighty Mugs they have listed half of them are sold out, and I sent an email asking if they were going to be restocked. Not at this time. Well, that sucks.
Well, with Big Bad Toy Store, there's probably a higher purpose, because I'm never going to rip on the Big Bad Toy Store because I love them so much.
Ripping on them, really. It's just it's kind of sad that they won't get restock of something that I now want that I can't get from them anymore.
Yeah, that does suck.
So that's really what I'm ripping on. It's not really them themselves, but it's just the fact that they had items they no longer have, and they're not getting them in. Oh boy. What else should we talk about? I can't think. Oh, I did find out. I didn't realize. You mentioned the end of Robot Heroes, but when I first got the RC Frenzy set, I knew on RC her arms moved and stuff. I had no idea the head had articulation.
Yeah.
That's cool. Her eyes look like they're gonna bug out of her head, though.
Yeah, I was looking at that set today. I don't have it. I was looking at it at Big Lots, and I was contemplating buying it, but they always mark up everything by like 20% when it gets to Big Lots, and I just can't justify that.
How much was it?
$7.50.
I paid $6.99.
Dude, I think $5 is as much as I'm willing to pay. I can go to Ross and find stuff for like sets for like $2.99. So
Cool. Yeah, the RC one, because of her eyes, she kind of reminds me of Baxter Stockman. Oh boy. Alright, well, I think we're going to end this episode before it goes into a giant rat hole. Our shows tend to do that. I don't know if you've really listened to any of our other episodes, but the last two episodes, in like the final, 15, 20 minutes of each, Michael Wilson and I...
yeah. He's talking about G2 Hero Prime or something. If I remember.
Yeah, he was, and by the end of that show, we were talking about our favorite Dennis Quaid movies. Oh boy. So thank you for joining us here on ToyCast. There are several ways to get in contact with us to leave feedback for the show. First is you can visit www.geekcastradio.com, find all the other GCRN podcasts there. The second is you can stop by PredaconEmpire.com/Nexus. Those are our new forums. The third is you can leave the show feedback on iTunes. Yes, please do this. The fourth is you can visit yet another great geek culture website, www.earth-2.net, and you can find our threads for the shows in their self-promotion section of their forums. And the fifth email address, which is tftoycast@gmail.com. We now have a voicemail line. Call us and leave us your thoughts on each episode. Be sure to say which show you're leaving a message for and your name. The number is 502-526-5821. You can follow us on Twitter. The show name there is TFToycast. Mine is TFG1Mike. And what is your Twitter?
B Kilby.
And you can also follow at TF Radio too.
Thank you.
Yes. No, it's just at TF Radio. It's not TF Radio 2. It's just... wow, that ran into each other. We hope you enjoyed this episode of ToyCast and wish you'll join us next time. Be sure to visit our sponsors, BigBadToyStore.com, for all your Transformers and other toy-related needs and more. For now, I am TFG1 Mike with...
Brian Kilby.
Singing the more words of Optimus Prime, transform and roll out, and thank you for listening. Until next time.
Let's roll.